Speaking of unexpected things, let's talk about this AISD teacher that was terminated from her teaching position, her third grade teaching position, because of her viral TikTok. Okay. I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch the video. I had saw it on the news actually, and I was like, I'm trying to be a grown up that watches the news. It's all kind of shit on there, and I'm like, this can't be real. So I'm like, let me go look up the TikTok. So Sophia Della Moretto, her Curdy, she has like 2 last names. Third grade teacher, having some issues with the let's say the administration was having issues with the way she was teaching. So very unique teaching styles, which I personally liked. She allowed her students to choose whether they wanted to stand or not stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, opposed to, most elementary schools where they force the children. And she also utilized books like Harry Potter and other things to teach ideas and methods and themes to these children. So school didn't like that. It started off like at the first time, just like, okay, you're going to take like a suspension like break. While she's in that break, they ended up terminating her. And that's when she made the TikTok video. And then they officially, like, she tried to appeal and they terminate, like, we're not supporting that. And I found that very interesting because this is becoming like a theme where people are able to use TikTok as a platform, or TikTok is a platform that's causing people to be punished. But was she totally wrong for teaching her children constitutional rights and beliefs and teaching them unique ways to learn the same shit that other kids have missed out on learning? So just wanted to see y'all's thoughts and opinions about it, because it was a very unique case. It was all over the news. A lot of people were frustrated with her termination and with how the school district was saying their primary issue was the way she bashed them in her TikTok video. She shows the letter of why they let her go, and
that's what it sounds like was deep. The final straw. Because a lot of times while things are being mediated, if you just keep calm, you can usually get what you want. But she snapped.
She did.
And maybe rightfully so. Education is a frustrating place, man. There's so many, for the money and power that is in education, it should be going a lot better. But I don't know. Maybe that was what caused it.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's so much red tape when it comes to like being an educator and you wanting to set your kids up for success. And sometimes some kids don't learn the same way that other kids learn. And then I love that she's allowing them to exercise their constitutional right, like whether they want to stand for the pledge or not. I remember when I was in school at Wynn Elementary, and they are like, you have to stand for the pledge. You have to say, you have to put your hand over your heart. I'm like, my daddy said I ain't have to do that. But I love that she's giving them that freedom. I just kind of feel like because she put that what was it, the notes, the termination letter out there, that they were like, okay, now we have to stand on it. Like I felt like in a way they was almost kind of a little embarrassed too, because she's like, hey, I'm giving them a different. Of course, it's not the way that y'all want me to do it, but I'm giving them another way of learning. And because it's not aligned the way that y'all want it to be, then it's like, oh, okay, it's either our way or the highway. And because you embarrassed us, now you really got to go. And I don't think it's fair.
And anytime they do something with the teacher, there's about another 200 teachers that are watching.
Correct.
And so a lot of times they have to have a precedence or something like that.
So that's what I was going to say. I think they were trying to make an example out of her. I find, we always hear about how liberal Austin is, and this was not a very liberal situation at all. It seems like they're trying to standardize everything when it comes to teachers.
Educational money is not liberal.
No.
A lot of that is very strict.
Well, and they wonder why they can't find no teachers, because you want everyone to do things in one way. But I also don't think I do not think that they want to teach children to be smart, independent, free-thinking people. No, they want you to think and do the way they want you to do it, which is why they're not teaching you to expand your mind to recognize all these other things. Because what's wrong with a third grader not sitting? Who is he hurting by not sitting? I don't give a fuck. Please sit down and shut up so I can teach and go home. Sit down.
Watching Kaepernick, and that whole situation unfold. Like,
correct.
These kids nowadays, they're not like how we were when we were growing up. These kids, they see a lot more. They have access to a lot more than what we had. So like they can question these things, and then the teacher's like, okay, hey, this is what it is.
Absolutely.
But like taking that away from them, like I don't.
And her using Harry Potter as a teaching style, or him using the books to teach kids. When I was in college, there's a whole degree that my university offered based on like the theoretical philosophy of Harry Potter. There's a whole like PhD and fucking doctoral program on this shit. Crazy. And these people are out here making buku money. So I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, wild. It's interesting how small-minded some of the worlds are, some places in the world. Even I was just shocked that this is happening in Austin. This is not something I would think in Austin, because I didn't experience things like this in elementary school. They did not care. You could stand if you wanted to stand. You don't have to. I suggest that you do.
Did you go to?
Oh, girl, I went to a lot. But I primarily went to school in South Austin and Circle C. So all white kids and rich white kids who.
Oh, see, that's different.
But, you know, they just, being the only black kid, they still didn't,
it's also
they didn't
a
care.
different time.
True.
Yeah.
Anything related to America is under fire right now.
Yeah.
True.
Because it's just such a toxic
We're
thing
sucking being
going on,
Americans
but
right now.
yeah.
Yes. Well, Post Sophia, I hope you find another job.
You
You don't
will.
find a lot of passionate people that are passionate
Teacher
about teaching.
vacancies are aplenty.
They need. They need.
Well, hopefully,
teachers. They need teachers,
hopefully they
so.
don't. She's not the girl with
Black
the letter
sheep.
A on her
Right,
shoulder
right,
now
Yeah.
because of one thing that she did. So I hope, please, somebody pick her up and allow her to continue to live
I'm
life
sure
into
the
these
kids
children.
loved her too.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
Which I was. That's so sad. We praying for you, Sophia. Hold your head up, girl.